You will also hear about their most iconic product, the A1 herbal soup spices, and the chicken soup variety. Beyond that, they also offer instant noodles, curry rice, and even the canned abalone. And later on, our A1 management team will discuss it in detail. Here, we going to honor the company CEO, Mr. Koh. Hi, Mr. Koh.
Hi everyone, I'm Koh. Yeah.
Koh. And our COO, Mr. Koh also. Hi, Mr.
Hello.
Koh.
I'm Mr.
And our
Koh.
Mr. Yeah, hi. And our
Hi.
CFO, Mr. Fong, Ivan Fong.
Yeah, hello, hi.
Okay. All right, let's to start for the presentation now. And over to you, Mr. Koh.
Hi. Again. Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Lin Jie, who is the CEO of A1 A.K Koh. So today I'm going to brief you our company as informed as a short. So yeah, next page. So I give everyone an introduction of our A1 A.K Koh Group Bhd. Next slide. So I have a brief talk as A1 has been in this F&B industry since 1986. So I think most of you know this brand name already. So this brand name has brought in 39 years of experience and with 340 SKU in this F&B industry. And we have directly sell over 1,000 retailers our own. And you can see from the financial record for FPE, for the revenue, we got 56.7 millions, and for the PAT for 5.5 millions, and our profit margin will be 26 millions. So it translates to 9.7 in terms of PAT margin and 45.9% in terms of gross profit margin. We are a halal company, so that means that even in our warehouse and production, all our products are halal. And we have also segmented into 5 categories. One is herb and spices, and noodles categories, canned seafood categories, beverage, as well as snack foods. So you can see that in terms of our in-house brands, it consists of 85.6%, which shows that our capability in terms of control the product branding as well as margin. And we have 11.1% are actually sell for our third-party branding, and 3% is OEM products, which will help people do their own product branding. Next slide. Next, yeah. So this is our board of director. So we have our chairman, Ms. Wong Mao Lin, and also my father, which is our managing director, which is Mr. Koh Ah Guan, and me, CEO, Mr. Koh Lin Tie, and COO, Mr. Koh Jun Tie. And we also have three independent directors. One is Mr. Tam Bat Tan, another Ms. Goh Ju Shon, and Ms. Tam Wei Ping. Next slide is our key management team. Again, it's my father, Mr. Koh Ah Guan, who is the managing director, and me is the CEO, Mr. Koh Lin Tie, and Mr. Koh Jun Tie, COO. And also just mentioned, Mr. Fong is Mr. Ivan Fong is our CFO, and our Mr. Lee Boon Chong is our GSM, General Sales Manager. So everyone, you can see from this slide, actually we got 2 factories. One factory actually built in Senai, Johor, Malaysia. So the reason why we set our factory at our Senai, Malaysia, which is in our HQ, is because all of the product produced in this factory are considered essential. Like our spices, sauces require most in recipe and formulating. So by producing here, we can fully oversize and ensure the quality is consistent over the periods. So you can see the second factory we had is at our Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh Long Yên, mainly produce beverage, premixed beverage like coffee. The reason why we set up factory days is mainly because the coffee beans, we can sourcing that in a very low cost. So it can direct translate into, we can benefit from the production cost, being lowering down. So we have, third is we have our storage as well as administrative office at our Puchong as well as in Ipoh. For Penang, we only have our administrative office. So this is how actually we segment our locations, how we actually distribute our locations, setting up. Next is our corporate milestones. So you can see A1 is actually founded by my father, Mr. Koh Ah Guan, is a director. He has been consistently lead the company since 1986. So we can see it's a founder-led company. He started up this business by first introduced prune powder in 1986. So he found that this business began growing well. So he began establish core enterprise in 1987 after years and began to export to Singapore. In 1998, he incorporated A.K nationwide for sales and marketing purpose in central and northern regions. In 2002, he acquired natural food for manufacturing and export to other countries. In 2014 to 2019, he actually set up a factory at Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, that we mentioned just now, for premixed beverage manufacturing from 2014 to 2019. In 2020, due to pandemic, we began to sell our product through e-commerce platform. And due to the emerging or export market, we started up our A1 SGPT LED in Singapore to expand our export to PRC and USA. So last year, we get this FSC 22,000 certificates. It is a certificate very essential because without that, we are never to enter into UK market. Which translate means that UK market actually recognize us in terms of quality and safetyness. So this year, we're very excited that we're going to list it in our S market in Bursa Malaysia. So it's really a new chapter for us and also a milestone for us. So next is, you can see from this slide that actually we got a lot of awards. It's a recognition for us in terms of show our excellence in terms of quality, test, and innovations. So you can see that we get Superior Taste Award 2-star and 3-star for our A1 Singapore Taste Soup Spices and as well A1 Laksa Noodle respectively. And we also get a Gold Award and an NIFT for our SJ Crab Vermicelli. And Vietnam, we also get A1 Wilsey Coffee Awards. Our company as a whole also get an award for Nanyang Xiong Bao for our Excellent Brands Award in 2023. Next is our business highlight. Just is the introduction. Now it's going for our business highlight. So we have 7 strong brands. With our parents brand, I believe everyone know this brand, A1, A.K Koh. It's our parents brand. It's come with 6 sub-brands: Dragon Horse, Sky King, McEagle, Bow Down, Lions, as well as some brands. We also segment our product portfolio into 3 categories. One is in-house manufacturing products. Second is our third-party product, and last is OEM product, which we help people to do their product branding. And we're also using intensive distribution strategy to help us to distribute our products. So we got directly sell to retailers, our own, as well as employ 20 over distributor, both internationally and locally, to help us to distribute our products. And we also sell directly to our end user through e-commerce platform like Shopee. Next slide is next slide. So you can also see from this slide, our company actually classified is we believe that strategic innovation and product diversification is a long-term value creation for a company. So since 1986 until today, you can see that we keep doing a lot of new innovative product into the market. So we have been doing like 1 or twice product a year. Since 1986, my father, Mr. Koh Guan, who is also the director, introduced this prune powder into this market. Because at that time, he found out that a lot of people love to use prune powder and the fruits together. So like guava, jambu, they like to dip on the prune powder. But there's no competitor doing such convenient pack and family pack into this market. That's why he actually introduced this, and the business and the response very well. So he started up his business at the period. So he began to introduce a lot of star product. Like 1988, he introduced this A1 soap spices, which is also our A1. We know A1 Bak Kut Teh. It's a product that represents A1. So when people think of Bak Kut Teh, they'll think of A1, and think of A1, they'll think of Bak Kut Teh. So in 2006, he introduced a product, also a very fantastic product called A1 Abalone Noodles, which until today, I didn't see really a competitor doing such kind of product with a real abalone content inside the noodles. So this is called, we have a slogan called A1 鲍鱼面,鲍鱼在里面. With the quality product and strategic catchy slogans, the business also flies during the periods. In 2009, we come out also a very star product, A1 Bihun. It's a premium pack of beehoons with 10 sachets and high quality and high premium and sell into the market. And now it's a top revenue contributor in our total product portfolio. In 2018, we come out A1 Soap Spices, Singapore versions, and also A1 SJ Crab Vermicelli. Both of these products considered star product and a product that also being recognized by all the awards. And last year, we get this A1 samba abalone being introduced into this market with as the samba salt that we specialize on mixed together with the abalone we sell on. So we come out with this product. Next is our diverse product portfolio. So you can see that we have 5 major product portfolio. The revenue has been split equally over this. You can see that we have dry noodles and instant noodle category, spices and sauces category, snack food category, canned seafood, as well as beverage. So you can see we are not just relies and depends on just one product line. We also using this strategy, it's enable us to target variety of customer. We also for customer cater all their needs and also cater the evolving consumer preference over the periods. So this is our advantage. Next advantage we have is we are actually intensive distribution. We directly sell over 1,000 retailers our own in Malaysia and overseas. And also they are using distributor for both internationally and locally to distribute our product for both local and international. And also directly sell to the market to Horeca as well as for our online market through e-commerce platform. Next, and another advantage we can see that is our light asset model. We have a strategic use of third-party contract manufacturing, which asks third-party to help us to do our product like our OEM. So for those formulative product, as what we know, our bak kut teh, we actually produce our own. But for the bak kut teh noodles, the noodles are less recipe. We ask this third-party, which help us to OEM this. So we got this advantage for this light asset model. First is we actually can expand our business without much capital expenditure. Also, we can say we can rapid react towards the market response. So any change in consumer preference and need, we actually can cater and meet their needs. And the cost operating efficiency also can advantage we can get from this. Like we can actually don't invest too much on heavy capital expenditure. So all the amount, all the fund we save, we can focusing on our branding and marketing. But actually this got some risk if ask third party to help us do so. First is quality inconsistent. Second is product mislabeling. And third is reputation export for external manufacturing error. But we have a strong R&D and QA/QC team to help us to reduce this risk. So first, we're trying to strict the supply selection to make sure the supplier are actually credible with the GMP, HACCP, and ISO, and facility inspection and COA review. And we also have a comprehensive quality control to make sure that all the food, all the product coming in, the quality, packaging, expiring, labeling is actually up to the quality. And food safety and sensory check before the product release. Last is consistent monitoring. So our warehouse and logistic team will actually ensure all of the product before deliver, we will ensure the product quality is compliance. And also random batch check and test and quarterly lab testing to ensure the quality assurance is up to par. So this is how actually we manage and reduce the risk in the place. So overall, this is my part. Before if there any question, if no, I will move to my CFO further elaborate on the financial highlights.
Okay.
So if no, I move to my
Okay.
Mr. Ivan for the for the financial highlight parts.
Okay, thank you, Mr. CEO. So now I would like to present in terms of the financial highlight. So I will brief in terms of those some fluctuations. Okay, perhaps we can look at in terms of the FYE 2022 and 23. So the revenue is actually increased from 84.8 million to 95.1 million, which is about 12.1%. So the main reason is because due to the upward revisions of the selling price. So then after that, we will look at the green color bar, which is actually, we call it adjusted profit after tax. So actually in FYE 2022, we actually have a non-recurring gain about 2.1 million for a disposal of associate company in this FYE 2022. So if we really add the non-recurring gain, right, so the net profit actually is more than 12.7 million. Then the next one we were looking at in terms of the FYE 23 and also FYE 24. So the revenue, even though it's only increased about 1%, but if you can look at the gross profit, it's actually increased from 42.4 million to 44.6 million. So this is represent about 5.2% increase. So the increase is mainly due to the quantity of our sales of in-house brand, premixed spice, and also the premixed paste and seasoning products in this FYE 2024. So then the next I would like to explain in terms of our 7 months financial result. So if you can look at in terms of the revenue, it's dropped from 59.5 million to 56.7 million. So there's two main reason. First is because our in-house branded product is dropped because I think this financial period ended 2025, we have a more shuttles in terms of the festival sales because the Chinese New Year is fall on the end of the January. So in terms of the order, it's also like stopped in the last 2 weeks of the January. But somehow in 2024, I think the Chinese New Year is actually fall on the February. So the order is still coming in the last 2 weeks of January. So the second reason is also mainly due to the drop of the sales in Vietnam side. So then the next thing is the net profit from this FPE 2024 7 months, 7.3 million dropped to 5.5 million. The main reason is because we actually increased more marketing expenses because this year is also our IPO. So we are just even create a more strong IPO brand awareness in this period for this FPE 2024. So now I would like to move to the next slide. Okay, so in terms of the red color bar, so this is actually show our in terms of revenue by business activity. So as usual, our sales of in-house branded product is still the higher. So according to 5 reporting period, is actually consists of 85% to 87%. Then come to the second, which is the pink color, is our sales of third-party branded products. So it's about 10 to 12%. While the provision of the contract manufacturing and sourcing services of the processed F&B product is actually less than 5%. So now I would like to move to the next is the revenue generated by geographical locations. So A1 is still remains strong footprint in Malaysia local market. So in terms of the local through this 5 reporting period is quite consistent, which is about 76 to 79%. While actually our second export market, the largest one, is actually contributed by Singapore. Other than that, we also export to Brunei, USA, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, UK, Indonesia, and also the rest of the country. So perhaps the second thing that I would like to highlight is if you look at the FPE 2025, the Singapore market is also increased from 5.2 million to 7.4 million. So the revenue contribution from Singapore is a strong growth of 41.2% with higher demand for our products and also weakenings of the Singapore dollars against the ringgit Malaysia's. Okay, now I would like to move to the next slide. The next slide is a more to show in terms of the revenue from which distribution channel. So as usual, retailer is still remain our core, which is we continue to anchor nearly half of the revenue through over 1,000 touchpoint in Malaysia and overseas. And then the second is our distributor. We maintain a very strong distributor channels, and it's actually we have seen a steady year-on-year growth across the year. So expanding both domestic and also overseas reach with 21 active partner across the 10 markets. So of course, we always remain this diversification, reach and also multi-channel strategy. Okay, I move to next, please. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is actually show in terms of the cost of sales breakdown by the cost component. So if you can look at the red color bar, so across the 5 reporting periods, that is actually the cost of trading goods, which is about 66 to 69% is actually from cost of trading goods. Then the second one is come with the raw material cost. So the raw material cost is actually about 14% to 19% across these 5 reporting period. Then the next thing that I would like to highlight is in terms of our direct labor cost is actually less than 5% across the 5 reporting period. All right. So move to the next slide. So the next slide is more towards show in terms of the gross profit margin. If you can look at in terms of the red color, so the sales of in-house branded product is about almost around 44 to 46. Generally, I mean, in terms of the overall average for all the three segmentals. So basically, I think our gross profit margin is range around 44 to 46%. It's quite consistent across the 5 reporting period. Okay. Now I would like to move to the next slide. Okay, so the next slide is more towards refer to the statement of financial position, I mean so-called balance sheet. So if you can look at the red colors bar, that one is actually more towards in terms of current ratios. So we maintain around 2.3 to 2.5 current ratio from year to year, so which is considered like quite healthy and consistent. So the next thing is actually the green color bar is the more towards show in terms of our gearing ratio. So if you can look at our FPE 2025, our gearing ratio is about 0.8. So upon completion of the IPO, because I think we actually have allocated about 4 million to pay out some of the repayment of borrowing. So the pro forma gearing ratio will be reduced to from 0.8 times to 0.46 times. All right. Now I would like to move to the next slide. Okay, so the next slide is more towards in terms of the cash flow summary. So if you can look at FYE 2022, the 4.7 million green color is merely from our investing cash flow, because just now I mentioned we have a non-recurring gain on disposal of our associate. So we actually receive about 6 million sales proceed on 2022. Then come to the second is 6 million in the investing cash flow, because I think in this FPE 2025 we actually just renew our leasehold land period for another 30 years until 2056. So we actually incur some of the cash outflow for this renewal of the lease term. Okay, yeah. So then now I would like to move to the next slide. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think that's all for the financial highlight. So now I would like to move to my Chief of Operating Officer, Zong Jet, to continue about the presentations. Yep.
Okay, hello everyone. So I will be presenting upon the offering structure. The first one we will break into two sections. As a total of our company, we will sell out 26% of the IPO shares. So the first section will be the public issue that consists of 5%, 42 million shares. And for the eligible person will be 8.4 million shares that consists of 1%. And the institutional offering that will be 58.8 million shares that is consists of 7%. So that will be the first section, public issue. Then moving on for the second section will be the another 13%. The institutional offering will be 13%. That 12.5% will be from MITI, and another 0.5% will be for institutional and selected investors. Yep. So moving on will be the shareholding structures between pre-IPO and post-IPO. So during pre-IPO shareholding structures, we will have one company called AKMSB, the whole company A1 A.K Koh Group Bhd, that consists of six of our company subsidiaries. The first one will be the A.K Koh Enterprise. Second one will be the A.K Nationwide Sdn Bhd. Third one will be National Natural Food and Spices Manufacturing Sdn Bhd. Next one will be Guan Ye Trading Malaysia Sdn Bhd. And next one will be A1 A.K Koh Singapore Private Limited. And there's one more company under A.K Koh Enterprise will be A.K Koh Enterprise Vietnam Company Limited. Next one for the after post IPO, yep, as you all can see, the differences will be the IPO investor that will consist of 26%. Yeah, so that will be the after post IPO structure. Everything stay the same. Yep. Moving on this utilization of proceed. Our 5 million will be used to construct a new factory that consists of 18.3% within 36 months. In addition, the second one will be upgrading of existing manufacturing facilities at our HQ PLO 81. That will be 1.8 million, consists of 6.6% within 24 months, within 2 years. And the third one will be the marketing expenses and promotional activities. That consists of 8 million, 29.3% within 36 months. We will use it in these 3 years. I will need to further elaborate on these marketing expenses and promotional activities. We will use the marketing expenses in four manner. The first one will be on HoReCa market. HoReCa stands for hotel, restaurant, and cafe. So what is the need? Because we have seen there's so much growth of market in the HoReCa market. As nowadays we can see that there's a group of people, range of people like the youngsters that going to is ongoing, more frequent, that not having own cook in the house already, in their home already. So they are always having Grab takeaways, having outside meal in the dinner or the lunchtime. So there are so much growing demand in the market currently. That's a reason, one of the reasons why we're going for HoReCa market, and further on to make some examples, like for an example, like hotel line, for an example. Definitely a good hotel have a good buffets, breakfast buffet. So in order to save, and in order to resolve the problem from the morning chef, they do need to came in earlier to prepare the paste. Let's say our A1, we do curry pastes like curry chicken, curry fish, laksa soup. So for those hotel line, they do need to wake up, the chef do need to wake up so early, or we don't say wake up so early, but they can save the time by preparation for their paste. So with our product, we are able to give them one more option of resolution. That's the first hotel line example. Maybe another HoReCa example will be something like the Plaza Premium launch in airport, for an example. Because like for if we're tackling those Plaza Premium, the premium launch, their users to cook their meals in so frequent manner. Either it is when the meal is finished, they need to top up and cook for another round already, or if the time's up, meaning when the food is has been cooked for a while, for a time range already, they need to throw already. So that will be the first one that we spend on for the marketing expenses. The second one will be upon the marketing expenses that we spend on will be the convenience store. As we know, HoReCa market and also convenience store, nowadays people are getting more and more gonna have a more instant and fast meal already. So convenience store is one of the path that we are going to. Like we will provide and sell products like instant noodles in a bowl, in a cup, and tackling to the convenience market. And we will tactically choose for convenience store that works well and do well in the market. Okay, the third one will be upon the OEM market. Like we will spending on the marketing expenses. For an example, like we say Aeon have their own brand like Top Value, that they do curry pastes also. So like Lotus also have their own house brand also, but they also do from they also get their supply from OEM suppliers. Actually, those are the path that really earns money. So which is the market that the consumer that really don't know, but we in the market, we know that is the market and the earning path. And yep, that will be the OEM example. And then lastly will be our current overseas and current existing local market and overseas market. For like Malaysia and Singapore, we have been very strong. Malaysia sales is within these 3 years is ranged between 76 to 78% of our revenue. And Singapore is around 10 to 13%, 13% of our revenue. Then the other, Vietnam is around 5 to 7%. Then like also like the existing market like China, Brunei. Currently, we touch the market is in a very kind of surface actually. We didn't really at our current state now. We didn't really go into very deep. So with this marketing expenses, we are going to explore that market in another manner already, in a deeper manner already. Yep. So that will be the part 3 for our utilization of proceed. Then the fourth one will be repayment of bank borrowings. Actually, our bank borrowings will be repairing for 4 million. That will eliminate our monthly bank interest. Then number 5 will be the general working capital. And lastly will be the estimated listing expenses. Number 6. Yep. So that will be the utilization of proceed breakdown. Okay, lastly will be environmental and social governance practices, ESG. The E will be the environment that consists of energy efficient initiative that our company HQ recently have installed the solar panel here that help to save electric costs. Then the second one is smart packaging to reduce wastage that we have invested on our machines that helps to increase efficiency and reduce wastage also. Then the third one will be the proper waste management. Okay, moving on the social. Workplace, we will definitely emphasis on the workplace health and safety. The lesson, the education we have to give to our employee team. Next one will be the employee well-being and engagement. Moving on will be diversity, fair labor, and human rights. Moving on governance. The strong board composition and oversight. We consist of like at least more than 50% of independent director, for independent director, and minimum of 30% of women representation on the board. And moving on will be ethical conduct and anti-corruption measures. Lastly will be the accountability and organizational integrity. Yep, that makes the ESG. And moving on. Yep, that will be for our presentation as a A1 team. Thank you so much, everyone. So we may move on to the Q&A section.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lian Jie, and thank you, Chun Jie, and thank you, Ivan, for just now the presentation for the A1. All right. Okay. Let us start for the Q&A section. Okay. Could you elaborate on the rationale of focusing on premixed paste as a growth segment?
Okay. For my side, I'm Lian Jie. Yeah. For the premixed paste, hello. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can
let me-
listen you.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
listen
can.
to you.
So
Yeah,
premium passes for us is a growing segment that we actually can invest more on. So we're going to expand more of our sources into a lot of like market we never untap on, like those HoReCa sections, especially those market that people need convenience and also have fast-paced lifestyle. Because now it's growing on this trend, so actually we're going to see that the HoReCa sections is growing. So now we're going to do a food service pack that actually can target into these markets. And also we have seen that our premium places are considered Malaysia flavor, Malaysia authentic flavor, and which actually favored by a lot of like international market, international audience. So we intend to actually export all the pre-made sauces into all of the market we're already in, all the export market we're already in. Also, those market that we're going to grow, those potential country that we never entered on, we're going to introduce in. So we can see that the premium prices in other product line we focus on, then in the next step that we're going to do.
All right. Okay, just now Chunjie also mentioned about OEM manufacturing. How do you prioritize between OEM manufacturing and building your in-house consumer brands?
Okay, for our side, it's actually we help people. OEM is partial of our strategy that we're going to go, as well as planning for future. Because now is, as I mentioned just now, HoReCa market is going up. A lot of restaurant chain store is there. So actually there is the market there. So by using our specialized, we are specialized on sauces making, as well we are considered halal company. So most of the company or restaurant, they require all of this standard. Actually, we actually can provide this. So we can provide them all the technique to do such sauces to meet their needs. And for in-house brands, actually, we are still going on. So for us, that we will do both on the same time to make sure that our company, in terms of revenue as well as market reach, will be growing as the same parallel move. So that's what we planning to do so lah.
Okay. Okay. How do you localize your product offering to cater to diversify international plat? I think just now you already answered it, right?
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
anything more to add on?
Currently, is that we trying to see what is the overseas market needed. For us, we will go for like do a lot of exhibitions in like fair, like I mentioned just now, to actually acquire more potential customer. So actually they will get a feature what's actually their needs. So we will did a lot of like sauces or even spices or some our cultural noodles to capture them. But have to depends on which country their needs as well as their their required flavor. So we have to discuss with the distributor there to help us to furbish our product to make sure we can meet all their flavor and needs there. So that's how we usually do so. Yeah.
Okay, quite good. Okay. Okay. This question is answer like how do you grow your beyond geographic expansion, as now you already have expanded to around 20 countries.
Yeah. I mentioned just now we go for a lot of like exhibitions. Like normally we go for like FHA and or Tyfex or even Japan with a Tokyo Big Sign. All of this considered international trade fair. So all of the distributor from other country, they want source for a country product. We can have Malaysia flavor product. Actually, they will find us in our booth. Then we discuss more which product is actually suitable in the country, so we export there, or even do the new kind of product to target the market there.
Okay. Along with these 20 country, do you have the info like which export country is quite high for the sales revenue?
Okay, in terms of export market, the first will be our Singapore. Second will become of Vietnam. Other countries we are plant the seeds. So you can see that I mentioned just now we got operate from a company called A1SG PTLED. Mainly is trying to explore more of the country that we didn't tap on. So we want to see from this whether we got still more potential to grow. But currently the most revenue contribution from Singapore.
All right, Singapore. Beyond, just now you mentioned of this country, do you have any target in the 3 to 5 years you want to like which country you want to like tap in?
Currently not really because for us we as mentioned I just now said that we go for exhibitions, so we actually planning go for more like UK market because we now already on UK market, so we will do more exhibition there to make sure we can find more potential customer that actually surrounding that area to see we can update that because we are considered Malaysia flavor products, so we can see we actually see the demands for our laksa as well as curry sauce pastes from these markets. So by exploring there, this is the market I believe in 3 to 5 years we can actually go in and achieve.
All right. Okay. Okay, the next question asking, how do you plan to improve your growth? Are you going to revamp M&A or new channel like e-commerce or product diversification? I think just now you also quite explained clearly.
Yeah.
Do you want to add on?
Currently, besides we go for digital market, digital edges, sorry, online e-commerce platform or HoReCa section. We're also trying to do a lot of innovative products, also the trendy product to target all of the markets, existing, also potential market that we're going to go in the next few years' time. Yeah. So this is what our plans.
Okay. Okay, how frequently does A1 introduce new product and what is your new product cycle like? Just now you mentioned like annually 1 to 2 new product, right?
Yeah, 1 to 2. Then it have to depends on whether we want to focus like expand our product, our portfolio, but normally is 1 or 2 per year. Yeah.
Okay, is your new product coming in the few moments?
I think of some. I cannot
Okay.
disclose because not yet
Yeah.
really see the real actual products.
Okay, sure, we wait for it. All right. How much incremental capacity by volume or SKU expected to be unlocked after you commission your new facilities?
Sorry, this question is asking the capacity utilization rate, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, GJ can answer for that.
At least we will double up our production output lah. Like for an example, like our current output for our curry pastes will be around 468 ton per year. So with the new factories, at least it will double up by one more time. That will forms total up will be 920 plus ton per year at least. Yep.
Okay. Annually, right?
Yep, annually, correct.
Okay.
And the herb and spices spaces also at the same time.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, are you plan to venture into ready-to-eat or healthy focused product segment in response to consumer trends?
Definitely. Yep. Because we have seen like nowadays there are so many in the market in the different range of consumer. We can't also to let everyone know we can't eliminate there are a certain range of consumer they still cook in the home one. That is the earning consumer. We still cannot eliminate that. But at the same time, we also need to aware the youngsters is coming up already. The youngsters range will be the group of people that don't really cook often in homes. So we need to also ventures into a more instant option for the consumer in the market. And health focus, we also have some health some of the category of products that tackle on the health focus product. But that will relate to our new future plans also.
Quite good. Okay, okay, about this question, according to IMR, the process of S&P industry grew 13 to 16% CAGR from financial year 22 to financial year 24, but A1 revenue only increased 6 to 7%. Okay, could you comment on the factor contributing to this gap in growth and what CAGR does the company expect to get for the revenue over the next few years?
Okay, actually, there got two main issue. You can see that we are quite flat in terms of revenue, yeah, as well as profits. One main issue is that because our capacity wise, is trying to do upgrading. That's why they got some export demand cannot meet on that time. Another way is our Vietnam market, actually the business, because of our distributor days, they got some changes in terms of their human resource planning. So this have affect a bit of in terms of our revenues. So that's why you can see the revenue in terms of the growing is quite flat. In terms of like growing rates, we foresee around 8 to 10%, 8 to 10% in short and medium terms. And we have to see whether after we actually launching and finish building our factory, there will be something quite positive in terms of growing. Yeah, because in terms of like short to medium terms, we're focusing on our local market in like Horeca, as well as opening more new point of sales like convenience store, C-store, pharmaceutical store. But in the long run, because of the capacity wise, we're going to build a factory to meet the demands from the export markets. So in 3 to 5 years time, it's the export market times. So I believe that the growing is steadily positively grow over the periods.
Okay. Okay. Could you provide a breakdown of the cost structure and how automation might shift it?
Okay, I think just now I did present, I think in terms of the cost components, right? I think our cost of trading goods is about 66 to 69%. And then the second is actually our raw material cost, which is about 14 to 19%. While actually in terms of our direct labor cost is actually less than 5%. Yeah, and also the second thing, I think automation, maybe the COO, you can answer this. Yeah.
Definitely, our reliance on our human labor is not that high. But with this new automation, we increase our capacity more multiples time actually. So isn't actually in a way with the automation, it will reduce some human labor, but we has been less reliance on manpower already. So with this machine add-on, it actually more emphasis on the production capacity output actually. Yeah, there's a answer for that.
Okay. Is there a plan to improve our digital marketing and e-commerce capability? Just now we also discussed this. Do you have anything more to add on?
Right. Sorry, again, the question.
Okay. Is there a plan to improve your digital marketing and e-commerce? Yep.
Yeah, I did, because after, now we actually, after MCO, actually it's in between MCO, we start to do a lot like e-commerce platforms, like social media platform that we actually enter into, like TikTok, Xiaohongshu, Red Knots, and YouTube and Facebook and more. So we just started. So I believe that a lot of room for improvement for us, and we're also trying to focus more on live stream, because we know that after we invest that, they have a big market for us. First is we can reach our customer quite easily, and also introduce them a lot of information immediately and get their feedbacks also quite instantly. And also by actually can gather all the traffic, especially online for those new generation traffic, which can benefit us for reduce our long-term advertisement costs. So after that, we will invest more on live stream, as well as more strong in our what we call in-house KOL team. We actually build our in-house KOL to make sure that we can ask them to do live stream as well, e-commerce video daily, to help us to grab more online attention from those online customers. Yeah.
And then nowadays also everyone using phone to score and then online shopping too.
Yeah. So you can see we spend almost 8 to 10 hours scoring there. So we actually intend to make sure we can keep our visibility in online every day, every minute. So people, once they keep see your video, there will be less time they seeing other competitive video or their ads. So this is how actually we want everyone can see us everywhere.
Okay.
So we focus more on invest on this area.
Okay. To what extent will automation reduce unit production cost or improve consistency and quality? I think just now Chun Jie already explained it.
I can add on this. Like the first one is, to what extent will automation reduce unit production cost? First of all, yes, definitely, because with the less human labor reliance, and also with the more product output per day, we said per month, we are able to share the cost for the depreciation, rental, water, electric, the indirect labor. Actually, with higher output, with less human direct labor, that would definitely bring down the cost in some way, definitely. Then the second one is upon improved consistency and quality. Okay, with less manpower reliance, machine, for an example, like we said, we rely on manually manpower. Packing through manpower, it will have human error sometime in a certain percentage, a very minimal percentage. But with machine packaging, that consistency of quality and packaging, you will definitely have a lesser percentage that will be occurring error. So with machine definitely will be a better option. Yep. So hope that answer the question.
Okay, they are asking about seasonal fluctuation. Did you see your product portfolio experience season fluctuation, especially around like festival or export-linked demand cycles?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
can answer.
This is more towards in terms of festive because just now I mentioned, right, Malaysia market and Singapore market, right, the revenue is already close to almost like 90%. And Malaysia Singapore festival is quite similar as well. Yeah. So it's more towards festive.
Okay. Okay, it's like more toward to festive. That's mean like for example Chinese New Year before that few months you will stock a lot and then customer will also buy a lot. Then after that the sales maybe decreases.
Yeah. This what quite seasoning during the CNY periods.
Okay, if like that, then which quarter is the higher for the revenue?
Normally it's like first quarter.
Okay.
First quarter or sorry. So in terms of Earth, it's like
Second
third
and
quarter,
third.
second and third.
Third.
Have to depend on the CNY period.
And also second, I think is also like Raya. So, but you know, Raya will keep moving, right? So, yeah.
It's hard to predict, you know,
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
Yep. Understand. Okay. Okay. How do you manage your inventory level and working capital to accommodate your seasonality?
Okay, I think right now the inventory turnover period is around 90 day plus to 100 days. And also in terms of working capitals, right, we do have in terms of like trade facility, we actually have about almost like 30 million. So I think currently we just utilize about 15% of the trade facility. So we have a sufficient working capital to accommodate those seasonality products. Yeah.
Okay. Is this IPO Sharia compliance? I think just now you also mentioned it. Do you want to try to explain more on this?
Sorry. Pardon for the
We
question.
are
question is,
IPO Sharia compliance.
Is this
and no, it's not pork. Yep. It's our soup spices is only consists of spices and herbs only. So no meat content at all. Even no meat content at all. Yep.
That's why we get this halal cert.
All item halal cert, right?
All is halal. Even our factory will only have halal items can be allowed in our factory.
And our IPO is a Sharia compliance. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think we answered almost all of the question tonight. Okay. Before we end, do you have any closing remark want to share with our investor?
For us, I believe we are actually a long run company. You can see that we have more than 39 years in this market. And we now also offering 40% at least dividend payout ratio. So you can see that in terms of defensive stock, we also consider a growing stock. We have some growing plan for short terms to medium terms and long run. So yeah, for my side, it's like if you're interested, you can invest in us lah.
Okay. Chun Jie and Ivan, do you have anything want to share?
I think that's all for my side. I'm okay.
Okay, I think maybe from my side, right, I think just now we also didn't mention in terms of our dividend policy. I think so far we already included about 40% of the net profit will be distributed as the dividends. Yeah, in our prospectus. Yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Lianjie, and thank you, Chunjie, for tonight's presentation. And once again, congratulations on your upcoming listing on the ACE market on 11th of July. And thanks, everyone.
And thanks everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Shane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.